Hey, what's up, guys? It's Billy here again, and today I was just gonna do a small little video on how to make and set really good targets for when you play the BB system. So when you play the BB system, you're playing the highest probability out of pre-market. How do you set good high probability targets for those high probability breakouts? Well, one of those ways is, I'm gonna go over three or four different ways. So one of the ways you can use is the previous day, using the previous open and low, using the previous high, using the previous close. These are all very good levels that you can use, as you can see in this example, as targets. So I marked the high. We didn't get up to the high, so that showed weakness to push higher than the day before, and it didn't push that far out of pre-market. Previous open and low, which I'm just calling it open and low. Not every day you're going to have them be the same thing, but the open happened to be the low. So yesterday, as you can see, or the day after, sorry, as it broke out of pre-market, the most volume out of the pre-market, out of the little squeeze there, and it breaking down and heading to just about there. And of course, you're not going to get it exactly there every single time. Sometimes it's right on the dollar, sometimes it isn't. But you have to expect lowering, bid and ask spread as it gets to this. It's going to be slowing up a little bit as you get here. So you're going to be wanting to exit as you get towards that level. So that's one really good way as you get out of the pre-market. Another good example is here on Beyond. Good importance play here. So what makes this level so important? Well, you have the high of the day, and you have the high of the pre-market. So that kind of gives you like a double top, kind of like on John's double top breakout on Tesla from last week. That was a very big breakout. It's very one directional, and we have that again here on Beyond. So that was a really good indication, like, yo, this is about to explode. I need to be on this play. So that makes that a little more high probability. The fact that you had a high at the pre-market high, and of course, look at this, nothing but buyer volume. So that's really big high probability there. Good target though. The crazy part was out of all that, if you went to the consolidation of that, that's where the breakout also occurred. But if you mark the high of all that other consolidation, it ended up being a pretty good target for where you get out at. So what I like to do is go out to the 30-minute. The 30-minute is the other way you can get really good targets. After you go to like the 5-minute doing your pre-market levels, go to the 30-minute real quick and see see what you see on the last. I do the 30-day 30-minute, so you get the last month of information, and then you can do whatever interval you want. I just like the 30-minute because it's clean. And the other example I wanted to go over was here on DAL. This happened a few days ago. One of our traders, Harland, which no big on him. He's not a huge day trader guy. He's more of a swing trader. But what do you see here? So you see this is the true pre-market high. That's what it's called. And then you have the true pre-market low a little over here. So what Harlan was going for was entering on a trade up here, but that's kind of a no-no because the stock's ATR is already kind of given out once it's done that much. So entering there was a little late, and it led to cutting losses about where that candle is down here. So big mess up on there. No big deal. But what could have been done differently? Well, the big thing I do when I choose pre-market levels is I choose around. I like to get my hands around the price, and I like to choose the best grip around it. So where do I like the most? Well, there was almost a double top right there, and I see that there's a lot more information about in between, about right there. So I get most of the information by just putting my lines there. Yes, this is the true pre-market high. You should still notate that, but it's kind of up in the air. It's not where all the consolidation is. You want to get that tight range. So, and you don't have to make it up. Don't make up any tight ranges, but this is definitely a tight range, so we're going to identify it as so. Good target was that true pre-market high. It ended up going straight to it. So if you would have got into a market order here, ended up waiting, market order out, once you hit that level, you would have made a pretty good trade just in that. Weigh in 5-10 contracts, doesn't matter what you do. But that was a good percentage play no matter how much money you made. Another big thing too is, and I didn't find an example for this instantly, but there are, I'm sure I could find one on Tesla actually. Let's go to, or Square, Square, Roku, whatever it may be. All right, it's like right here on Boeing. Let me close this. So like right here on Boeing. So you have this gap from overnight, from end of day here, or over the weekend I should say, to the next day. So let's mark our pre-market high and our pre-market low. So we have a good gap range. Let's at least highlight that so we know that's a good area of importance. What happened from this range? What's some good targets on that? So, or what was good indication of how to get in and out? So getting in, You had a good indication of this tight pre-market for one after a gap up. That's amazing. So good. If you guys ever see a pre-market up 1 to 2% and it has a really tight pre-market range, kind of like so in the 15, 30 minute, even 10 minute, please make note of that. Put your ranges around it and set some great targets from either previous day or how the other notes I just covered. But a good utilization here of the gap range was the volume. So you had rising buyers, rising price. That's great. And then you had the normal, which this is always normal, dropping sellers, because this first hour is where a lot of your volume is going to be. So it's not abnormal if this is lower than those. It's still okay. So, and that was actually your most one directional candle because it was mainly just buyers. This is like that exertion of energy. They finally get out. So that's big there. Dropping buyers, which is good because you had a consolidation pattern here happen, a bullish rectangle. That's why you have dropping volume completely for the rest of the day. And then you have your another breakout of buyers. And this happens because a lot of the indecisive money is gone after the first hour. This is all the day traders and all the options traders, all the crazy volatile traders, just all the bigger, scarier traders that a lot of you are scared of. But it's not scary. It's just systems. It's the BB system. Like some people probably think the BB system's scary when they first read it. It's really not. It's really not that bad. But applying some volume analysis is really big on that. And guys, I know that we're not on voice chat every day for 6 hours, but we are in there for at least 2 to 3 hours every single day, and my DMs are always open. So if you guys need help with any of this, please let me know. But a lot of that, in that time when you guys are gone, a lot of these awesome patterns are happening because all of the indecisive monies. You could say it's smoother waters. It just takes longer. You have to get a good contract. You can't just get a same day contract and expect to hold all day. It's going to hurt you. A same week's going to hurt you. But if you get a couple weeks out, you get a good in the money call, you're going to be able to sit in positions like this. So please stack your capital, wait to get into good plays like this, and don't just get antsy. Don't force, don't rush, don't do any of that. But whenever you do get back, please make the effort to grow. Make the effort to go out and practice and at least go back and review some of the charts and tickers you're interested in on your watch list and the hours that you missed, because that is where a lot of the better more clear patterns, the more calm waters are going to be, where you can go back. And please use the 30-minute, the 15-minute, the 10-minute more if you guys see yourself exiting trades too quick. Go back and seeing the bigger. It's okay if you want to enter on the 1, the 5-minute, the 3-minute, whatever you want to enter on. But at least when you're in a trade, go back and look at the bigger time frame. Get a good grip on what you're about to do. You also make really good targets. Some of the best targets that I make from previous days or from that month are from the 30 minutes. So that's a really good time frame. Let's see if I can find another. Oh, right here. Another example of why you shouldn't just get up and walk away after making one bad trade. Like, at least watch the market or go back and review at the end of the day. But all I did right here was I marked this gap range right here. You have a pretty big range there. Smaller range about right here, so it all fits. And then an irrelevant range above it. But right here, we got a pretty nice flag coming out of it as it exits. And what happened? What gave you the indication to get a really good play? Flagged up, volume. Volume ended up breaking out as it finally closed under that little area and under the little trend pattern that we had for intraday. And then we had a pickup in sellers for 6 candles on the 30 minutes. So pretty good amount of time, guys. That's a really good amount of time. Playing puts would have been pretty obvious, pretty easy on that. Of course, a captain after the fact is able to say that, but that's why I say it's very important to go back and look. If you guys weren't able to be here, you had work or school or something, or you had to go check on your girlfriend, whatever you're doing, go back and look at your charts, your favorite tickers, all that stuff, and go review some of the more calm water hours, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But review the analysis, review the volume, review the levels, review what would have been a good target. Doing this is going to help you grow in the future, especially for you guys who don't have, all the hours of the day to trade during the market like some of us. So it's definitely okay. Go back and review. It's all about effort. No one's really more advantage or anything. Please just apply effort and you will see change. You will see growth. So if you guys like this video and want to see more of these videos covering the BB system or targets or volume analysis, please let me know.